Giving up caffeine was one of the greatest life hacks I discovered in my year of financial freedom. My name's Matt. I'm here at Free at 46 talking about my journey to financial freedom and some of my discoveries along the way. So I wanted to share a couple of impacts that I found from giving up caffeine. I gave it up about 6 months into my journey, and I'll share about some of the challenges that I had, some of the benefits that I saw, and whether or not I'm going to continue this freedom hack going forward. So first of all, let's start with the beginning. Like a lot of people, I was not a huge coffee drinker, but I was essentially 1 to 2 cups a day, a lot, and you kind of get used to that, especially when you're working over many years. That becomes the kind of default. That's how you socialize with people in the office, and like a lot of folks, that just builds up like a habit. Once I was able to step back and begin my freedom journey, that's when I really started to take a look at some of these habits and said, do these serve me anymore? So I started as an experiment, and I thought, let's get rid of caffeine and see what it does. And the first 2 weeks getting into it, I would say was pretty tough. So like a lot of people, decide to take a more gradual approach where they stop over time. I just did it cold turkey, which I would not recommend, but for me it worked. And so what I did was I made a proactive choice one day to give it up, and I didn't substitute anything, and essentially just went cold turkey on that. And so some of the benefits, I would say that the first week or two were pretty challenging, because you're going to have, frankly, withdrawal symptoms. And, anyone who's looked into it, that coffee is a drug. And as you get older and you optimize what's in your life, you don't need that stuff. I don't need that stuff. You probably don't need that stuff. And so essentially, that first week was tough. It was, hard to sleep, irritable, all the standard textbook stuff you would find. But then gradually over time, what I found is a couple of key benefits, and I'll talk about those now. So one of the benefits that I found was much more even energy level throughout the day. So this was a critical one, because before you have these ups and downs with coffee, and you get these crashes and these highs and these lows, and everyone's trying to get that coffee with another cup, and so you just compound the problem. And so when I found going caffeine free is that your energy level stabilizes. And that was great for me. So I find throughout the day, much more even energy, a lot more energy to go and do things without having to rely on anything like caffeine. So that's great. The second benefit, obviously, is the sleep. So that's been a game changer. While I always felt that I was sleeping pretty well, the difference that I noticed monitoring it with data is the quality of the sleep improves greatly. So I noticed between week 1 of going off of caffeine and a month out, significant benefits in quality of sleep. So increased REM, increased deep sleep, all of those great things that you need, especially if you want to live an optimized life. And what's the point of reaching financial freedom early if you're not living an optimized life, right? So that's another one. There is sleep. The other thing I would mention too is just time. So a lot of people don't realize how much time the coffee ritual takes them day in and day out, whether that's selecting beans, grinding beans, brewing beans. Some people get really into that. And I wasn't, someone who was taking that much time doing it, but when you remove that from your day, it allows you to really optimize what you're going to focus on in the mornings. And some people really enjoy that ritual, and that's great. That's wonderful for them. But for me, I found it actually freed up quite a bit of time in the morning, which was great. And that's another benefit there. A fourth benefit that I would say is how easy it is to wake up. So this was a big one for me. One of the benefits of being financially free is you don't need to have an alarm clock. And I don't have an alarm clock these days. But with that, having that energy when you get out of bed was really a game changer after making this change. So that was a big one for me, being able to get out of bed, wanting to get out of bed, getting out of bed with energy. All of those things were great changes. So after doing this for 6 months, where am I at now? Am I going to continue this? What's the plan? For me, I think that I'm going to continue this caffeine-free journey. I have reintroduced decaf. That's another video that I'll do later about the pros and cons of that and some things to look out for if you're going down a decaf coffee route. But that's probably where I'm at now, is I'm going to prioritize decaf and stay away from the caffeine stuff. So hopefully that was useful for you. If you're on a similar journey, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Hopefully this is helpful for you. Have a great day. Thanks.